With the ongoing internal wrangling within the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, the Board of Trustees of the party is calling on all sides to sheath their swords and de-escalate the tension. In a statement signed by Special Advisor, Media, Ikena Onoha, the Board of Trustees asked warring persons to revert to the status quo to preserve the unity and stability of the party. The BOT says while disagreements may arise, as a party with a long-standing tradition of internal democracy, members must not let these challenges derail the party's collective vision. The Board of Trustees is now set to meet with members of the National Working Committee to intervene, foster reconciliation, and ensure that normalcy is restored. In the related development, the Federal High Court in Abuja has restrained the National Executive Committee and Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party from removing Umar Damango as acting national chairman of the party. The court ordered that no other person must be recognized as PDP national chairman other than Mr. Damango until the national convention of the party scheduled for December 2025. Justice Peter Lifo, while delivering judgment virtually, issued the restraining order against PDP National Executive Committee, Board of Trustees and others in a suit instituted against them by Senator Umar Maina. The judge held that in line with Articles 42, 47 and 67 of PDP, it's only at the National Convention of the party that national officers can be elected.
We have been visited with the worst government in the 8 years of Buhari. Just when we thought we were going to heave a sigh of relief in 2023 election, again, a more monstrous administration has taken over and has subjected Nigeria since then to this perpetual misery characterized by squalor, hunger, and despondency in the land. It is for you to know that in addition to your responsibility as members of the pen, we are also family men and distinguished Nigerians. We are all in this together. It is the kind of support that we get from you going forward that will determine whether or not we are collectively on a page to rescue this country from imminent collapse, or rather the democracy itself, narrowing it in particular.
Acting National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Ibrahim Menga there, assuming office following the suspension of Debo Ologunagba by National Working Committee of the PDP. Joining me now is State House correspondent Femi Akonde for more on this development. Femi, you were at that press briefing. What transpired there?
In the acting national publicity secretary. Well, I don't also know if I should still call him acting national publicity secretary because just about an hour ago we saw a press statement issued by and signed by Debo Ologunagba, urging party members ahead of the Ondo State governorship election campaign, informing members of the party of the official flag of the governorship election, and he signed in his capacity as the national publicity secretary of the party. So at this moment, it's really hard to say what is obtainable in the party, who is in charge, who is the national publicity secretary, and who is acting. Well, back to your question, at that press conference where the man who has been saddled with the responsibility to act as national publicity secretary by the Umar Damango-led NWC just informed or briefed newsmen about the current situation in the party, just saying that his predecessor, the publicity secretary, was suspended because of allegations of insubordination and disloyalty. And you recall that all of these also is tied to the situation, the political situation in Rivers, the situation of the PDP in Rivers State, because the PDP pulled out of the local government election in Rivers and said they will not participate. But we saw Debo Ologunagba go ahead to issue a press statement urging all citizens, everyone in Rivers State, to go to the polls and cast their vote in spite of what he termed as intimidation and harassment from law enforcement agents. And that was against the position of the party, of the leadership of the party. So we understand that those are that's one of the reasons why he was asked to step aside. A panel has been constituted to investigate all of these allegations against him, and within 2 weeks, that panel will submit his report that will determine the fate of Debo Ologunagba and also the national legal advisor of the party. That will determine if they will return to their positions or their suspension will now be permanent.
It does seem that the Umar Damagum-led National Working Committee currently occupy the PDP national headquarters in Abuja. What more do we know about the other stakeholders with Ologunagba in the ongoing division between them?
Well, the other stakeholders, we have not heard much from them. Just as I reported earlier, apart from seeing Ologunagba discharged, carrying on with his duties as National Publicity Secretary, the acting chairman announced by Ologunagba following the purported suspension of Aliyu Damagum is yet to make an official statement. He's also yet to be seen in public or to be seen at the party secretariat to assume office. We have not heard anything from that particular section. We have also seen the statement from the Board of Trustees of the party signed by Senator Adolphus Wabara, who is the chairman of the PDP BOT, urging all parties in all factions within the NWC, to sheath their swords and come together for the good of the party. What he is trying to do is just to help the party paper over the cracks. This is not the first time the People's Democratic Party will be going through such a crisis. What has been interesting is how they have been able to emerge anytime that it appears as if they are about to disintegrate. But how they are going to emerge from this particular crisis remains to be seen, because people are also saying that the court injunction restraining the NWC from suspending Damagum may not necessarily be the end to the problems of Damagum and his NWC. There are more allegations leveled against him, and all of that will begin to unravel and unfold in the coming days. Nifemi.
The Board of Trustees also asked for a reversal to status quo. Is it clear what that is in the event of these different suspensions?
Well, that may be the order upon which Debo Ologunagba is acting, but we are yet to get a statement from the Damagum faction or the acting National Publicity Secretary saying that he would have to now step aside and allow Debo Ologunagba, resume his duties and responsibilities. There is no official statement to that effect. We have seen the statement of the Board of Trustees, but we do not know to what extent that compliance will be effected.
Still as correspondent Femi Akonde live for us in our Abuja studio. Thank you, Femi, for the updates there. Elsewhere, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court of Nigeria, Justice John Soho, has rejected the request by leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, for Justice Binta Nyako to recuse herself